Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be able to spend a bit of time talking to you about the policy that we have developed. So in August, when I filed my nomination papers, we put together a platform, 5 key pillars. And so today is our commitment to defining policy and presenting that to you, the people of Kingston. Before we get started, where I talk about economic development and job creation and 8 points that I want to highlight, I want to take a minute to tell a story. I spent time in the city of Waterloo, the innovative entrepreneurial city of Waterloo. I was a student there and was also elected president of the Federation of Students at the University of Waterloo. I had the great privilege to work with and sit on a number of committees with a number of leaders in technology and innovation. And one of the people that I was privileged to work with and learn alongside is His Excellency the Governor General of Canada, David Johnston. And so I was at His Excellency's farm in Waterloo, and we were walking around the property, and I had the opportunity to just ask him where the innovative culture in Waterloo came from, what he thought was the reason why this city was thriving and so committed to forward thinking. And he looked at me and he said, "Do you know, Brenda, I really believe it's part of the Mennonite culture that is present in this community, in this region, a culture that is committed to collaboration, to risk-taking, to hard work, and to creative solutions." And for me, I share this story because that moment was really a fusing together of those components that make and contribute to a city that is thriving because of innovation and a spirit of and a commitment to entrepreneurship. And so I share that statement to also, that story, to give you a sense of the excitement that I have for the policy that I'm presenting. And so we're going to transition into the 8 points that I'm going to talk about today. So the first point when it comes to developing entrepreneurial capacity and job creation is Kingston's entrepreneurial capacity and accelerating job creation. We have the money, we have the people, we have the ideas here in Kingston. We need to commit to venture capital. And so my proposal of creating an initial $80 million loyal venture capital fund that will really be the catalyst for entrepreneurial capacity and job creation is an idea that I'm really excited about. And so we know that a typical economic development strategy prioritizes outside corporate investment, but we need to look here at home so that as we move into this 21st century that we are growing from within. The second policy objective is to enhance Kingston's internet connectivity. And so there's a number of people who have been advocating for this and really speaking to the potential that we have here in the city of Kingston to be a leader in inviting business to our city. And they suggest that there's some key pieces that would help us. And so Utilities Kingston, their ability to accelerate expansion and improvements of fiber optic networks, making sure that that's a priority and a commitment from myself and from council. The idea of the internet exchange points and making sure that we're committed to adding the actual machines that are needed so that we can make sure that we're providing that level of service. And really just working with KEDCO to attract data center builders as an important foundation of development, and to really look at investigating what it means to build a fiber link from Kingston to New York. So the third area is supporting the third crossing of the Cataraqui River. And so there's 3 points that I have in regards to supporting this development. One is that we need to have the support of the federal and the provincial government Two is that the municipal share of that kind of 3-tier payment plan would be paid for over time by a special development charge on suburban sprawl type development. And the third thing is in our development plans is really considering that the structural design of the bridge has long-term sustainable public transportation planned into it. And so that this option is available to the city in the future. We think not just for 4 or 10 years, but 20 to 30 to 40 years down the line. The fourth is incentivizing smart growth in residential developments. We want smart development, not suburban sprawl. We've seen a number of municipalities here in the province of Ontario and even across this country really start to bring to the surface that suburban sprawl is a real burden to us as a community. And so we really want to think about housing between workplaces and business. We want to really increase access to transportation in those spaces. We want to really make sure that we're minimizing traffic congestion, commuting times, greenhouse gas emissions. And so that's that smart growth concept and a commitment to be championing that. The fifth is my commitment to strongly oppose a casino. I want to be clear that that's not just the opposition of a casino in the downtown core, that's an opposition of a casino in the city of Kingston. A casino degrades social capital, and it really just, it's built on the backs of the most vulnerable in our community. And I think we can think of a number of other creative ways that we can generate revenue. Some of those that I'm talking to you about right now. The sixth is when we think about our arts and culture community is investing really intently in what they are doing. We know that investments in arts and culture have a potential 4 times return of impact. And so not just contributing to the arts, but boosting private and public sector investments, being a champion for what it means to say that Kingston is an arts-friendly community, ensuring our business community is active and participating in what this looks like. Also, the idea of marketing and commercial strategies that we have for how we are inviting people to Kingston because of the culture that we are so fortunate to share, the diversity and the arts community. Stabilizing municipal taxes while also improving city services. This is an aspirational goal. It is a policy piece that is about governance and is about working smart and working harder. But we know that current practices of increasing the tax rate based on inflation is unfair to residents who do not have inflation adjusted incomes. And so especially those on fixed income or those who have stagnant wages. And so we're looking at tax stabilization as a significant opportunity to face a governance challenge. And the last piece of this policy initiative is to integrate and improve the use and enjoyment of Kingston's waterfront. I believe our waterfront is a treasure. I believe that we have a number of benefits that come from having access to water. And so my commitment to build and support a high quality, continuous public walk space between the downtown core is something that not only for this campaign, but in the last 2 years is something that I've been working on. There's a number of key stakeholders that have been advocating for this, really looking to develop a sandy beach, a walkway extension to the navigation light at the end of the main breakwater at Confederation Basin, and thinking about how that has designated space for those that are walking, but also for those that are on bicycles and or for transportation purposes, for accessibility. I think really just to make sure that as many people as possible can access that space. And also for the contribution of health and well-being that it is to be active and to be outside. And so those are the 8 pieces of the economic development and growth, job growth creation that I wanted to highlight today. There are a number of other key points on this document that the team and I worked really hard on, so I'd encourage you to read it, and I'd be happy to take any questions at this time.